So what do you think of the Dallas-Vancouver game last night then?
It was good. I mean, obviously there's some discussion over the PK call at the end of the game. I thought first half Dallas was the better team. Second half probably Vancouver was a little bit the better team. But that's what it is on playoffs, and sometimes a weird play comes to change the game.
Is that a lesson you guys kind of need to take into the weekend to know that those little moments can happen?
You can't. I mean, you can't prepare for those moments. Things happen. I mean, nobody expected everybody to miss the ball in the throw-in, and he's trying to get his hand out of the way. It still hits him in the hand. I mean, what they say, crap happens, or
Yeah. Without any reflection on the quality of the teams on the pitch, would travel, just geography and timing and so forth, have made Vancouver the more appealing opponent?
No, I mean, it doesn't matter to us. I mean, it's a little bit of a, obviously we're going through discussions now. We got our travel down there sorted away, but it's something that, in the future, I think our league needs to look at a little bit as how they, when they coordinate, when they plan those trips, because it's sometimes difficult to get done at the last minute.
If it was, you won Supporter Shield, and theoretically playing the second game here is an advantage, but if what you really won was your choice, would you have rather start at home just so you didn't have to do the travel?
I mean, you always want to play the second game at home, I think, because if there's overtime or there's penalty kicks, you want that in front of your crowd.
Brad talked about the away goals rule, how it might impact this weekend. For you, does it change the just strategy at all going into the first leg here?
No, it's not like you're going to throw everything forward looking for goals because you're away from home. I think, we're going to play the same way. We've been a good road team. We got to continue to play that way. And, the main thing is coming out of game one, making sure that you have a chance to win it all in game two.
I think it rewards teams like yourselves that like to push forward and like to score goals.
Yeah, I think it rewards you, for playing on the road versus just sitting back and just trying to get a 0-0 result on the road and coming home. So you think about it a little bit more, but it's not really going to change our approach much.
When you guys brought in Chad Marshall this year, how relevant was your having coached him before, or would film have done plenty to tell you that he's a good player?
Well, having coached him before obviously was important, but I've been trying to get Chad here for probably about 3-4 years, but we could never get him out of Columbus. Mark McCullers was very insistent that he was the face of the franchise and wanted to keep him there in Columbus. And, when Greg Berhalter came in, that changed a little bit. We thought there was an opportunity. And having coached Chad before, knowing, that he was sort of looking at a change, that he thought that would be a good thing for him at this point, made it a deal that we thought was a good one to take.
And he's okay, and is Dempsey okay?
Yeah. Dempsey just has a bruise on his foot where he took a bad hit in the game. I could tell you who, but league never cares. He took a pretty bad bruise. It's the reason people are always trying to kick this guy. Everybody wonders why they're always kicking this one guy. It's because he kicks people and doesn't get caught very often.
But probable for Sunday, certain for Sunday?
Yeah.
When we talked earlier this week, you said that it was almost better that you guys had lost to both Dallas and Vancouver in the last time you played them. Why so, and what can you take away from that loss and apply?
Always, athletes are competitive and they're motivated, so that left a sour taste in their mouth. I know they weren't happy with the game that we played in Dallas the last time, and we weren't happy the last time we played Vancouver. So I know that's going to make it just easier to motivate our team.
Knowing that you've already beat Dallas twice this year, does that give this team any added confidence going into the match?
It's playoffs; all bets are off, and we just gotta go out there and play. So we're confident that if we play our game, we'll come out with the results we need. But we have to go out there, paying attention to our game.
With Mauro Diaz back in the lineup for Dallas in this last match, what does he bring to their team?
He changes their formation. Obviously, with him in there, they play a 4-2-3-1. Instead of a 4-4-2, they go a little more central because they play the ball through him. But I think he's a skillful number 10 number 10 type of player, and he was very important to them at the beginning of the season. But he played a lot of minutes on Wednesday. We'll see, and also when there was that altercation on the field, he came off the bench onto the field. So we'll see what happens.
the other advantages, I guess, or disadvantages of that knockout game is 3 of their guys are coming in with yellow cards already. Is that relevant, do you think, to this first leg?
Yeah, I mean, it matters, obviously. If any of those guys get another yellow, they miss the second leg and force them to make changes. But Oscar's the kind of coach that makes changes anyway, so, I don't think that is going to be overly bothersome to him.
You guys are always quick to point out the speed that Dallas has. What can you guys do defensively to kind of slow that down?
We just, got to be on our toes, be ready, make sure we drop the line if we don't have pressure on the ball, and disrupt them before they have a chance to run at us.
And any advantage to not having to having the week off opposed to Dallas having to play that playing game yesterday?
Well, always an advantage, in terms of being able to, make sure that we come in rested, and, a game always takes more out of you than a practice does.
After a couple of pretty good defensive performances against the Galaxy, is Dallas a whole different challenge, or can you do some of the things defensively that you did in the last 2 games in this
They're
series?
a little bit of a different team, so you got to play defense a little bit differently. But I'm pleased that we got a shutout in the last game, and that's something for us to build on.